everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm drawing something a bit more focused on perspective and like the background. Usually I just draw characters like floating in mid-air, so I don't really have that much experience drawing backgrounds and stuff like that. Anyways, I started off drawing a girl sitting by her window, and I just did like a very basic sketch at first. And as you can see, I kind of had trouble drawing like her body. It kind of looked awkward, but in the end I figured something out. So basically the girl is just like staring out into the moon, and the moon was originally supposed to be the main light source, but I do change that later. The windows that I drew are kind of see-through, so you can see the window frames and stuff like that behind it. I also drew like hanging lights. They were originally supposed to be like hanging like just like ornaments and stuff like that, but my art teacher mistook them for lights and I didn't really know how to correct her, so I just made them into lights. For her outfit, I gave her like overall shorts, and I was like debating between boots and sandals for her shoes. Besides her, I drew her cat, and her cat has two tails. The reason for that is because I read this manga called Blue Exorcist, and there was like a demon cat in there, and it had two tails, and I really liked it because I thought it was cute. So anyways, when I was finally done with like all this basic stuff, I extended the canvas. I like resized it. This way I could have like more space at the bottom, so I basically just made it longer because I wanted to add like a lot of different like pots and stuff. So I went on the internet and I like searched up like aesthetically pleasing plants. And anyways, when I was finally done with all the pots and stuff, I also drew like a lot of different vines going up the wall. And I don't know why she has a bunch of plants on her wall too. Her room is kind of just like a jungle. I don't know, it's cute, so that's why. When I was done with the sketch, I just colored everything just to make sure that like I knew what I was gonna do and I knew which colors I was gonna use. I do this like every single time, like I just roughly color everything. This way I kind of know how everything's gonna look at the end. Like always, I got kind of overconfident and I was like, yeah, I can paint things without any line art. So I just got started on that. I just started painting the face. And I don't want to say it looks bad, because I don't think it looks that bad. It's just like, you know, if you look closely, it's kind of like terrifying, like her face. It's honestly kind of scary. I think it might be because I kind of made her face look a bit too like dirty. Like I used like grayish browns. And at this point, I probably should have stopped, but you know, I was being super optimistic, and I was like, you know what, this could work out. So I started coloring the hair too. And with the hair and like the red bow that I'm gonna add later, I was kind of going for like a Snow White vibe, if you get what I mean. So when I colored the hair, I kind of realized like, hey, this isn't turning out kind of like how I imagined it would. And so I just kind of like got rid of all that and I started to trace. And with tracing, I actually feel like I'm not very good at it, you know, because my hands are like always shaky and stuff. I'm definitely not going to be a surgeon. And lately I've been feeling like sketchy liner looks a lot better than what I usually do. So basically what I did was I used a pencil to trace, I guess. Like I'm not sure if that counts as tracing, but that's what I did. And it might look like a little bit more messy and stuff, but I feel like it looks a lot more like, I don't know, like cute. I like literally say cute for like everything, but anyways, after I traced the girl, I kind of felt like the bottom of the picture kind of looked a bit empty. So what I did was I cropped the drawing again, I made it longer, and I added like even more plants. This time I had like succulents and things like that. So what I did was I just like went down to like the sketch layer and I just drew it again. And then I went back to the inking layer and I just traced over it. And I know I already told you guys, but like I have very shaky hands, so I'm not very good at like drawing straight lines. But the thing with Procreate is like once you draw like something that kind of resembles a line and you just hold your pen there, it kind of just like automatically turns straight, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, when I was tracing like the plant, I changed a couple things. If you didn't notice, before the flower was like touching the cat's tail, so I moved it over a little bit because it kind of felt awkward. Other than moving the flower over, I also changed like some of the plant types. For example, I changed like that twiggy plant into like a cactus. It was kind of like on a whim, but like, you know, cacti are like hot and stuff, so. Anyways, tracing has always been like one of my least favorite things to do. Like, not only is it kind of boring, it's also like stress inducing at the same time, so. Anyways, kind of randomly, I decided to add like hanging plants from the ceiling. I don't know, like hanging pots are like really cute and stuff, so I just added them. I added some like vines coming down and also like a little tassel. When I finished with the tracing, I started to color. And at first, you may think that like I kind of went overboard with her skin tone. I made her like very red. And like it doesn't get better later, it kind of gets worse. But honestly, like your eyes kind of get used to it, so it doesn't look like as harsh. Anyways, when I was finally done with the skin, I started on her hair. And even though I said that this character was kind of like Snow White inspired, I made her hair brown instead of black because I kind of felt like it went with everything a little bit better. Anyways, I know at the beginning I already like chose out all my colors, but I was kind of like doubting myself, you know, I was like thinking like, does that actually look the best? So I kind of did like a bunch of other color swatches and stuff. I spent like maybe like a good like 30 minutes to an hour just like putting a bunch of color on this and just seeing which ones looked better. And like I did a lot of things, like I made like a green theme and like a blue themed one and also like a pink one. And after spending like way too much time on all of this, I finally came up with like the color combination that I wanted. Originally I was gonna give her like blue jean overalls, but then I decided that it would kind of like blend in way too much with the hills in the background, so I went with yellow instead. After I came up with like my final like colors, I used a multiply layer and I kind of just like added a bunch of like purplish stuff into the background. The reason for this is because I really wanted it to seem like her room was like dark, because I wanted the moon to be like the main light source, so I wanted like everything around her to be like pretty like dark. And after I did her skin color and like her clothes, I used like a multiply layer again and I just added like a lot of like shadowing on her. And I made like a pretty big mistake. I'm not sure if you can tell, but like the shadow is kind of like purplish toned, and that was incorrect of me to do, because originally I was gonna make the main light source the moon, but the moon is kind of like a cooler tone type of light. And the thing with shadows is like, if you have a warm light, then your shadows are going to be a bit on the cooler side, and if you have a cool light, then your shadows are going to be more warm. So I had like cool shadows but also like a cool light, so that didn't really make sense. Later down the line, I do find a way to kind of like make up for that. I spent a lot of time on the moon because I kind of felt like I was making it like a little bit too bright. Originally, I made the stars like super shiny and like colorful and stuff, but I got rid of that because I felt like it was a bit too distracting from the moon. Anyways, when I was done with the moonlight and stuff like that, I started to work on the wall behind her. And I didn't put that much like thought into it, you know. I just like colored everything and then I did some very basic shading. Then after that, I added like a lot of purple in the back. I used like the smudge tool a lot to make everything like kind of blended together. I used a lot of different like blending modes and layers and stuff like that to get the effect that I wanted. Anyways, when I was done with all of that, I started to work on the pots and stuff below her. Anyways, when I was like coloring the watering can and all the other pots, I was very focused on adding like a lot of shadows, and I used purple a lot. I may not have been putting the shadows in the right places because I'm not very good at lighting, but I just really wanted it to seem like everything was like shrouded in darkness. So I basically did the same thing for like every single other pot, and I actually really like the bowl thing that I drew at the like right. It's like primarily white, but I added some like blue patterning and stuff, and it kind of reminded me of China. And not like China like the place, I mean like China like the dishware and stuff like that. And I feel like that looked really nice. When I was done with all of the other pots, I also started drawing the plants. Like everything else, I also added like a buttload of purple onto the green plants, and that was kind of difficult to do. The reason for that is because when you put like a multiply layer of purple onto green, it kind of just turns into like a grosser, darker green. Like it doesn't look all that great. Anyways, when I was trying to draw the plants, I wanted every single one to look like different from the others, so I tried to use like different types of green. And they all kind of ended up looking like they were all like the same shade of green, but I'm not that bothered over it. You also can't really tell, but I did add a lot of like purple shadowing onto the soil too. And at the very, very, very left, I put like kind of like a see-through box, so you can see like all of the soil and like the roots and everything of the plant. I thought it was kind of like a cool idea. And after I finished with that, I also started to color the ground. When I was doing the shadows at first, I was making everything like very like spreading outwards because my source of light was going to be the moon. But then I changed my source of light, so I kind of made the shadows pointing inwards instead because the light was coming from the both sides of the room. I also colored the curtains, and I made them look kind of see-through by using a less opaque brush. After I added some shadows on the curtains, I also used a white brush, and I just added like a bunch of sparkly stuff at the bottom. I also started coloring the vines on the walls. I kind of regret making them look so bright. I feel like they're a bit distracting. Anyways, then I started on coloring the pots that were like hanging above on the ceiling. And this was like maybe a bit random, but I decided to make the pots my light source. And I basically just added like a bunch of like yellow color shooting out of the bottom of the pots. And I did this to kind of like make up for the fact that I made the shadows all the wrong color. And I also added some lights coming out of the hanging like ornaments. I was kind of worried about like the pot lights being a bit too bright, but I think everything worked out in the end. I added some lighting like on the pots and stuff, and I also put some rim lighting on the girl and like on the curtains. And I'm pretty much done at this point, so I want to thank you guys for watching till the end. If you like this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.